Linked page items are a great help when you're designing multiple versions of a layout. They allow you to take anything on the page and reuse it exactly as is, or you can define certain attributes to be independent of the original. So let's take a look at linked page items. I'll select the photo on the left, and I'll choose Edit, Place and Link. This opens up the content conveyor, and you can see that Create Link is selected and grayed out, and I've also switched to my Content Placer tool. In the conveyor, I'm going to select Place Multiple and Keep in Conveyor. That way I can keep placing these items a few times and show the different options that I have. I'll go to my other document, and first of all, I can just click to place the item exactly as it was in the original. Or I can click and drag to scale it as I place it. So I'll make a really big copy here. I can also drag and hold Shift to crop the image differently. Now let's test these links. I'll switch to my selection tool, and I can see the link badges on each of the photos. I'll go back to the original photo, and I'll give it rounded corners. I'll click on the yellow square, and I'll drag one of the corners in. So I switch to my other document, and I can see the link badges all now show a modified status. I'll click on the first one to update it, and now it has rounded corners. I'll click on one of the other ones that I scaled, and I get an error message coming up. This is telling me that I've made local edits to this document, and I might lose them if I update the link. In this particular case, I'm not going to lose the rounded corners, so I'll go ahead and update the link. And do the same for the photo that I cropped. So now I can see I have rounded corners on all three photos. If I go to the Links panel, I can see these linked items. And I'll open up the panel. And here I can see my linked page items. I'll tip it open and expand the panel a little bit. So one thing you might notice is that it looks like I have a duplication here. So I have the linked page items, which are actually the links back to these objects in my original document, and I have the links as well to the photo on my disk. If I select just a linked page item, I can see down here in Linked Info, the name of the InDesign document, the name of the photo, and that it's an external linked object. I can right-click on an item and do all the usual things that I can do with a link. So I can relink, I can unlink, or I can look at link options. So let's choose link options. And here's where I see some of the most interesting things I can do with linked page objects. I have all these different options I can select. First of all, I can tell InDesign to update this link every time I save a document. I can make that warning that I saw appear or go away. And I can choose to preserve certain local edits when I update the link. I don't have to have every aspect of my linked objects be tied to the original. And each one of these, if I hover over it, I get a little tooltip telling me what kinds of attributes are tied to this selection. The ability to link page items gives you a great combination of power and flexibility. For each linked item, you can select which attributes to synchronize with the original item. This kind of flexibility can be essential for efficiently reusing content.